Question: what are the two main elements you need for a loot shooter game to feel rewarding? That's right, it's the looting and the shooting. Not a difficult question, but pretty obvious. Well, try telling that to Bioware, who just don't seem to get it.
Hours before the expected patch arrived last Friday, Anthem players found that a bug had boosted loot rewards significantly in the game. The drop rate of Masterworks and Legendaries had been increased so dramatically, players were receiving 5 to 10 Masterworks and 1 to 2 Legendaries per stronghold. Normally, you'd get 1 to 2 Masterworks and a Legendary drop every 10 to 30 hours. As you can imagine, players were having a great time with all the newfound treasure. One user, Support, posting on Reddit, "Tonight I logged on to check the cosmetics store. Still just as sparse and shitty as ever. I had no intention to play because for the past week it's been so unrewarding. But then a friend asked me to play and I agreed to one mission. I came out of that tyrant mine with 10 Masterworks. 10! I'm actually having fun playing the game again. It feels like I've made progress instead of a waste of time. What was supposed to be a 5-minute login turned into an 8-hour all-nighter. Please don't undo whatever it is you have done." Bioware were apparently not paying attention. When the scheduled patch finally arrived later that day, the loot drops went back down to normal. But having had just a small taste of that juicy ribeye steak, players had to go back to eating just regular dog food, like the smelly mongrels they are. Unfortunately for Bioware, them dogs are not happy. So much so that one Reddit user has organised a boycott of the game in protest. In the post on the Anthem subreddit, user Afinda calls for all players to stop playing the game from the 11th to the 15th of March. Get your point across, simple as that. Stop playing the game for a whole week, hopefully with the support of the entire subreddit, to show Bioware that all it'd take for us to really enjoy the game is to receive loot. Time invested versus reward is a complete joke at this point. Are you willing to stick to your beliefs? Prove it. Drop the game completely dead for a week and we'll see. Shit like that won't go unnoticed by investors nor the developers, Bioware themselves.
The post is approaching 7,000 upvotes within 12 hours at the time of recording. This is far from the only post on the subject. The subreddit is just filled with others offering their input. Another user, MiracleMan6, summing up the community sentiment quite succinctly, saying, "We should be farming usable gear and grinding for optimal, not farming for garbage and grinding for usable with optimal as a pipe dream. Bioware is so worried about the game dying later that they're killing it now." So far, Bioware are yet to respond to the call for boycott. Following the feedback received on Friday, Bioware's Chad Robertson tweeted the following: "We appreciate all of the feedback from the community on the game. We love the passion and share it. We're not fully happy with the game's loot behavior either. One of the downsides of moving so fast to improve is that we're making changes to complex loot systems in several areas, and it's then harder to know how it's performing. In the next few months, we're expecting to make significant changes, but we're starting with some incremental ones so we can better navigate that evolution. Our goal is to ensure the best possible player experience."
Well, if that's actually true, if the best possible player experience is their goal, then why don't they just revert to the bugged loot drop rates? It's a simple question. Well, the obvious answer is that this is not their only goal. Another goal, as always, is to drive microtransaction sales. The logic is as follows: the longer players stick around playing Anthem, the more chance they'll buy microtransactions. This is one of the philosophical pillars of AAA game design in the current games industry, which is making a game grindy increases microtransaction revenue. At the same time though, decreasing grind also decreases revenue, and this is why Bioware won't just increase the loot drop rates. The way I see it, balancing a game should never just be about the balance between players having fun and generating revenue. The way you make revenue from a game is by making it fun enough so that lots of people buy it, not by trying to fleece those people who do end up buying it and taking every last dime off them. What gets me in this guy's response is we're making tweaks to a very difficult, very complicated loot system in Anthem. So it's going to take us a few months to look into it. It was right on Friday. Everyone was having fun on Friday. If your point is having fun, just go back to what you did on Friday. Everyone's having fun. What is the point of not changing it like that unless you're just trying to fleece people by making your game grindy? Everyone can see through that.
You're having too much fun.
Too much fun. You can't have that much fun.
You have to pay more to have that much fun.
See, the problem is if players get all the equipment really early and really soon, then they're not going to stick around and play longer because they're going to run out of equipment. Just make more equipment. Make the games like levels that much higher. Just let people play for longer in that way rather than just scaling back everything that they can unlock. 10 to 30 hours to drop a legendary item. What the f*** are they thinking, man?
Just add actual content instead of stretching what's already there.
Or just make it fun enough. Make it fun. It's unbelievable to me. And the people buying this game, it just goes to show that this game was never finished correctly to begin with. And it's not a case of when's the game going to be ready anymore. It's a case of when does it look alright so that we can arbitrarily decide on a release date and then we'll just continue developing it afterwards. That's not making a game. That's making a product in order to make money. That's not making a game. This isn't a game at this point. It's still early access, you could argue. And the fact that it's going to take them months, it says, you got to assume that's going to be 2 or 3 months, to fine-tune the loot system, which is fundamental to a looter shooter, says it all, really. It's laughable and it's inexcusable. And if you're still playing Anthem at this point, then you probably should consider that boycott. Head over to Reddit. We'll leave the link in the description.
I don't remember seeing in their roadmap that they were all proud of fixing the fucking game. It was all, oh, there's going to be this, there's going to be a cataclysm. Not, yeah, we're gonna fix all the problems that we already put in the first place. After a rocky start with Street Fighter V, and by rocky I mean an absolute show, Capcom seemed to be reinventing itself as a good game developer once again. Since the launch of Resident Evil 7 back in 2017, which shifted over 4 million units, Capcom has come back on the rise. The following year, Capcom dropped Monster Hunter World, which currently reigns as Capcom's best-selling game ever, at 10 million units sold. This year has already seen the company continue their winning streak with the critically acclaimed Resident Evil 2 remake, selling 3 million units in just 3 days. On Friday, Capcom launched their highly anticipated Devil May Cry 5 to positive reviews, and the game looks to be the company's second biggest launch ever on Steam. The game sits at a high of 88,735 concurrent players on Steam, ahead of Resi 2's comfortable 74,024, but is still a hefty way behind Monster Hunter's staggering 329,333. Capcom USA CEO Kiichiro Urata definitely seems happy, tweeting that Capcom's back.
Capcom is back. Yeah!
The cynic in me says he's just happy about selling all those completely pointless microtransactions to even more people, but the DMC fan in me is glad to see Capcom returning to form. Are we in a new golden age for the developer-publisher giant? If so, Capcom, do us a favour and give us a new Beautiful Joe next, please.
I have to take your word on that one.
Oh, it's great. Quality little 2D side scroller, can slow down time, you can speed up time. It's pretty hard.
That sounds
cartoony.
cool.
It's awesome.
Any time manipulation is a win in my book.
Yeah. And Capcom are doing well for making games. A game that is a game. It's not trying to be a movie. It's not trying to do anything. Like Resident Evil 2, it's a PlayStation 1 game, but just turned up to 11. It looks pretty, it plays really well. Devil May Cry 5, it's a much shorter game than a lot of modern games, and it plays like level to level to level. It's like level, cutscene, boss fight, level, cutscene, boss fight. And it's great. It's traditional, and it's a breath of fresh air from all of these 60 hours never-ending games as a service experiences. And while, a game like Red Dead's fun and all, it's a hell of a time sink. I want a nice, concise, solid game. Devil May Cry 5 C1.
So next up, we're going to do some gaming news nuggets. It's that moment that you've all been waiting for. Breath of the Wild has been modded on PC to run at a buttery smooth 60 FPS without the cartoon cell shading, and it looks pretty damn good. Ding 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 ding. Does pretty damn good work?
Pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good gaming. I should have called it that.
In a stunning addition to the Epic Games Store, they've added a search feature, so that's nice. How much Metro Exodus money do you reckon went into that one?
Ooh, snide. Shade.
Little bit of shade, just a little.
And on the topic of the Epic Store, Oxenfree has been announced as the free game on the Epic Store, which becomes available from March the 21st. Hang on. There's a fucking pun there. Oxenfree.
Oxenfree is.
And I let that go, yeah. How did I let that go without fucking noticing? I came in this morning, obviously Monday morning, and my brain wasn't working. And on the topic of the Epic Store, Oxenfree will be free from March the 21st. You're welcome. Woohoo! That was well worth it.
Crackdown 2 is now also free on the Xbox One, so why bother buying Crackdown 3 at all?
Sony Bench Studios have announced via Twitter that Days Gone has officially gone gold. They're all over the place today.
Puns for days.
I love this.
That was another one there for days. Days gone.
Oh,
It just happens.
This comes just over a month out from release, so it sounds like the delay gave them more than enough time to get everything just right.
We got our first look at gameplay in a new trailer for Shenmue 3 called Ryo and Master.
A patent for a new controller by Google has been discovered.
Is that when you scuff your shoe and you discovered it?
It looks like it's been scuffed. Have you seen it?
God, that's ugly.
The patent specifically refers to a notification system that does feature some mock sketches. Let's hope that these pictures aren't representative of the final product.
Alana Pierce tweeted something like, yeah, what's the exact opposite of porn? Felt her ovaries like shrink or crush or something looking at the controller. I was like, you know what, that's fair, it's an ugly ass controller, but it's a bit of an odd thing to just tweet.
Yeah, why would you be sexually aroused by a... Let's not get into that. I'm not sure that this conversation is advertiser friendly, right? Who knows what she does with controllers? We're not here to judge. They vibrate, that's fine. She can do what she wants with them. If she doesn't like the look of the Google one, there's plenty of others on offer, Alana.
The N64 one with that middle stick, that's the one.
That's the shocker, that one. Need a third hole for that one.
The day one patch for The Division 2 is 90 gigabytes on PlayStation, even if you already have the disc. Personally, I'll stick with DMC5 at just 33 gigabytes. It may only be 10 to 15 hours, but that's still way more fun than you'll ever have in The Division 2.
Oh, that was shade as well.
It's so boring. I played the beta and I was so bored. I had more fun with Anthem because at least you could fly.
Let's talk about the size of that patch though. Fucking huge. Call me old-fashioned. Just ship the game. Make it gold a month before release. A la Days Gone. We'll see what the patch in Days Gone is. See? We'll see. That's how you're supposed to make games.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be ready at a certain date so that the publishers can send all the right files and get them printed on the disc so you don't have to download and use up loads of internet. That's how it's supposed to be done.
Make a proper game. Right, should we do something more positive now and do our joke?
Joke of
Should
the
we have
day.
a joke? Let's have a look.
Drum roll, everybody, please.
My wife was furious at me for kicking dropped ice cubes under the refrigerator, but now it's just water under the fridge.
I like it.
Yeah, that's from Metal Shark. You're always good with your jokes. There's always he's said like 4 at a time.
He's the only one who's posted since Friday. He's like really keen to get on the show.
Yeah, the loads coming in.
Like, I'll show them fuckers. I'll drown everyone else's jokes. Good on you, Metal Shark. Thanks, Steve.
I spotted that one. I was into it. A herd of elephants and multiplayer games have little in common. But one thing is for sure, they're both full of huge arseholes.
Are they really that big? Elephants arseholes?
Well, I tried to think of a really big f***ing animal.
It's not they're not the part of the elephant you usually inspect. It's the ears, right? You look at the ears, you look at the trunk. Don't really look at an elephant's arsehole.
Someone's probably been
Maybe
up there.
that's just me. I mean, I'm not here to judge.
I like a nice thick elephant.
Doesn't take a second for you to lower the tone.
Well,
you need a third hole for that one.
I was going to say rhino because of the bit in Ace Ventura when he climbs out. But so I might put that in anyway because it'll be funny.
You got a reason to know.
When Respawn threw its hat into the Battle Royale ring, it took the world by storm and has been massively successful in the weeks since launch. With such success and popularity comes an abundance of cheating. Luckily, Respawn have been the flies hovering around these arseholes to stay hot on the hackers. The company has already banned over 355,000 cheaters since launch back in early February. The developer has said that they're looking to further improve their methods of cracking down on cheaters, but it won't reveal too much because cheaters are crafty and we don't want them to see us coming.
You'll never see me coming.
They've been working with experts both in and out of EA to combat cheating and will be expanding their anti-cheat team. One addition will be an in-game reporting feature which will directly communicate with the existing anti-cheat software, Easy Anti-Cheat. Respawn's efforts against these hackers have clearly been fast and aggressive. Looks like Respawn may be a cheater in their own way. Dad jokes aplenty today, man.
That's it for today's gaming news roundup video. If you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up button, hit subscribe if you want to see more of these. They're coming Monday, Wednesday and Friday from now on. That was a lot of words. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/prettycoolgaming. I'm on a roll. I'm not going to stop. I will see you next time. Until then, bye for now.
That is easily the best you've ever done it.
What can I say? What can I say? Master in training.
I've only been doing it for years.
I've only been doing it for 2.5 years. So.
Thus endeth your requiem.